What's up everybody and welcome to the Fight franchise and our preview and prediction of the main event of UFC 304 where Leon Edwards defends his welterweight title against Belal Muhammad in a rematch which took place a few years ago, which ended up being a no contest. Interesting bout that's come about. We're going to kind of break it down, give our preview and prediction, how we think the fight's going to go, and kind of go into a recap of how both guys got here. Main event back in England, UFC 303. Bit sad that it's not on English time. I know the US fans and maybe other fans across the world may be a bit happy about that. I think it's a bit of a shame. I know the US fans would be like, oh, we get our usual time for a pay-per-view kickoff. But the one thing that's going to be the trade-off and the unfortunate of this is going to be the lack of atmospheric crowd, because 6 a.m. for us, they're going to be drunk, they're going to be knackered, they're going to be half asleep. The English crowd is in Manchester, so it's a bit of a shame. So I doubt we're going to get that electric atmosphere that we've had on previous cards, but maybe the Manchester crowd, because it isn't London and it is somewhere different, we might get something out of it. So let's kind of give our preview and prediction and breakdown of the fight. So Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad. Let me just go through the kind of tail of the tape first and foremost. Where is the tail of the tape? So, Leon Edwards, 23 wins, 3 losses, 1 no contest. Belal Muhammad, 23 wins, 3 losses, 1 no contest. Exact same record. 6 foot for Leon Edwards, 5'11" for Belal Muhammad. I want to say Leon's 6'2". I want to say he's taller than that, but he's billed as 6 foot on here. 74-inch reach for Leon Edwards, Belal 72-inch reach, leg reach, 43-inch reach for Leon Edwards, 40-inch reach, leg reach for Belal Muhammad. But I feel like Belal's reaches might be inflated because I don't think he's got that longer arms. But nonetheless, that's kind of how it looks. The bigger, the more kind of slender, lankier frame is Leon Edwards, and that kind of bulkier style is Belal Muhammad. Let's kind of give a rundown of how kind of Belal Muhammad got here. So he's actually, we're not going to include the no contest. He's on a 9-fight win streak since 2019. He's not lost a fight. He's gone on an excellent run of wins, majority of which, as you will all know, are decisions. Some notable wins in there. You know, beat Damian Maia by decision, beat Stephen Thompson, you know, out-grappled him, and obviously he's a striker, he's not got the best wrestling defense, and kind of won that decision. Out-grappled and dominated Vicente Luque. Had a TKO win against, I'm pretty certain Sean Brady was undefeated at that time. Let me just double check. Yeah, Sean Brady was undefeated at that time and had that TKO win in that brilliant fight in Abu Dhabi in UFC 280. And then most recently, he outdone former title contender and standout welterweight at the top of the division, Gilbert Burns, in a dominant performance where I think Burns got injured, but still, nonetheless, Belal done the job, went out there and kind of grinded out the decision. Leon, on the other hand, his recent kind of record, you know, he hasn't been as active as most champions as you'd like him to be, but he's got some brilliant recent wins over Kamaru Usman, you know, that head kick, that infamous head kick. That was the third trilogy fight where he used brilliant wrestling defense and striking to outstrike Kamaru Usman to win a decision, and then most recently won a decision against Colby Covington. So yeah, let's kind of give our preview and prediction of this fight and what we think is going to happen. They fought before, that's a huge caveat, and the one thing that everyone's talking about the first time they fought, Leon Edwards put on the pressure straight away and had Belal backing up and on the back foot straight away. That was a very interesting thing to see. I think they were both, this was before Leon won the title and this was before, you know, Belal's got some great wins. They're better now, they're much more improved, but the one thing you would say, you'd expect Leon to do the same. You know, a winning formula is a winning formula. You know, he won that first round, he even rocked him with the head kick. There was no, you know, setting up, he just threw it up there and he caught him. I think Belal did have his arm up and then he's there, stood still, and then for a second, and then he just wobbles after, and it gets to him. And the pressure that Leon was putting on, you know, when he fights these other guys in the division, he's very methodical. When he fought Belal the first time, he put his foot on the gas and tried to literally buzzsaw through Belal Muhammad. Obviously, there was the eye poke controversy, which ended the fight into a no contest, because Leon does fight like this and have his hands out, and he's trying to grab the arms and stuff. New gloves, so we shouldn't see no eye pokes, hopefully, because that's what the UFC has touted. We've made better gloves for this reason. But that being said, Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad, how do I think this is going to go and what do I think is going to happen? Leon Edwards, surprisingly, is not a massive favourite as I was expecting him to be. I thought he was going to be a way bigger favourite than he is. He's a minus 205 on the odds, and Belal's a plus 170, which isn't that crazy. I thought Leon Edwards would be a massive favourite. I just think there isn't really, and Belal Muhammad's a good fighter. He's a well-rounded fighter. There's nothing exceptional about him. You know what I mean? You look at, Colby Covington was dog shit in the UFC 296 main event when he fought Leon Edwards. Didn't put on the pressure, didn't do nothing. He was just useless in there. Belal Muhammad's a very good fighter. He, if you were creating a stats page for him, out of 10 in all his, kind of strength, striking, grappling, he'd be a 6 out of 10 in everything, which makes a very good, solid base level fighter. That's it. He's not exceptional anywhere. You look at someone like Leon Edwards, who has just beaten, and forget the Colby Covington win. It's the third Kamaru Usman win, in the trilogy fight that I'm going on about. His wrestling defense was on point. He was not afraid to grapple with one of the best wrestlers in the division's history, Kamaru Usman, and he was outstriking Kamaru Usman on the feet, whose striking is so much more improved and is much more dangerous than Belal Muhammad. There isn't a path to victory on the feet for Belal Muhammad. He's going to get picked apart by Leon Edwards at range. I think, and then when it comes to the wrestling, Belal Muhammad's going to need to find a submission or smother Leon Edwards. But Leon Edwards has great grappling defense, and he's shown that recently. So what is the path to victory for Belal Muhammad? It's going to just literally be pressure and win a 5-round decision. And it's quite a shame, actually, because I think both guys are just very decision heavy, so he might just get a boring 5-round decision. And it's not what you want to main event the first card at UFC Manchester since UFC 204, you know what I mean? So, but that being said, I just think the pressure is the only way that Belal Muhammad is going to win. If he can just smother Leon Edwards and make it boring for 5 rounds. Obviously, we don't want to see that. I think majority of the world wants to see Leon Edwards KO Belal, but is that going to happen? I think Belal's a tough guy. I just think Leon Edwards, timing, shot selection, skill, he can find that finish. He just needs to put the pressure on. He needs to go into 5th gear, A lot of the times when Leon Edwards fight, he's so pedestrian. And I say this all the time. And it's why I think when what I think who he's going to fight after this, if he wins, he's going to lose because he's just too pedestrian. He's an excellent fighter, but he just goes through the motion. He's a very safe fighter. It's good, but it's not great. You know what I mean? Reminds me a bit of, Benson Henderson as a champion. Benson Henderson came into the UFC and was, flashy in style. But when it came to defending his title, it was, decision win, decision win, decision win. It's not bad, but, when you've got that X factor that Leon Edwards has, you've got that skill that he has, you've got that striking capability he has, you want to see him put people to sleep. I do think he has the capability to, get a late, 3rd or 4th round finish. I think Belal's going to be tough enough in the first 2 rounds to, survive. But I think if you can pick him apart, break him, use that point fighting style and slowly, wither him away with body kicks, feint going up high, land some brilliant elbows, cut him up. I think Leon Edwards can do some damage. I think the body kicks are going to be key. I think, to be fair, give him credit where it's due. Belal Muhammad does have a good body kick as well. But I just think going, kick for kick, strike for strike against Leon Edwards when you're Belal Muhammad is a recipe for disaster. That's why if I'm going to predict this fight, I think, do I go a decision or do I go a 4th round finish? I'm going to be brave and just say Leon Edwards is going to get a 4th round finish because I want to see a finish at the end of the night. We do want to see it. Alex Pereira is coming into MMA, finishing fools recently. So go on then. Leon Edwards 4th round TKO. I think he'll put the pressure on over the first 3 rounds, dominate the first 3 rounds with his, striking. Even the one thing if I was Leon Edwards, look for those knees up the middle for when the grappling kicks in from Belal Muhammad. You can do some serious damage with some knees up the middle. But yeah, I think he'll do enough over the 3 rounds to kind of break him and whittle him away. And then by the time the 4th round comes around, the damage will be too much for Belal Muhammad to handle, and he will lose a 4th round TKO. Let us know your prediction down in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think Leon Edwards is going to win? Do you think Belal Muhammad is going to win? Put your predictions down in the comments below. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more MMA and fight content coming soon. And we hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.